When it comes to choosing the right smartphone this year, companies like Samsung and LG could have not made it more complicated. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocket Now, and this is LG G5 versus Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and Galaxy S7. Samsung and LG are both in very different stages with their respective flagship offerings. Last year, Samsung was experimenting with metal and glass with the Galaxy S6, and LG decided to play it safe with the G4. Today, the tables have turned. Samsung has now decided to refine what it started, while LG has decided to boldly go where no smartphone has gone in a while. As a result, we're left with a very difficult comparison because one product is naturally at a better stage than the other. Both the Galaxy S7 and Galaxy S7 Edge are the result of a more mature Samsung. The company has acknowledged that looks aren't everything and has launched a new lineup of flagships that match good looks with expandability. By contrast, the G5 is the result of a more daring LG. The company knows that power users want a phone without compromise, and the G5 intends to solve these needs in a very creative way. The challenge begins when you hold both devices side by side. The Galaxy S7 Edge is clearly a more refined product, providing amazing feel in the hand thanks to the Gorilla Glass 4 and 7000 series aluminum. It's also a gorgeous phone that's easily noticeable from a distance and just begs to be picked up at first glance, even if you're going to be cleaning it from fingerprints very often. The G5 is also a pretty sight thanks to its futuristic design and has stirred a lot of curiosity all around since I started using it. The only problem is oddly the feel in the hand. The micronized aluminum is warmer to the touch, and also a little rough around the chamfer and where the slot meets the chassis. At least when it comes to our review unit, LG clearly needed a little more time to polish the manufacturing process. In the measurements department, the G5 stands in between the dimensions of both the Galaxy S7 and Galaxy S7 Edge, and is also thicker than both. Neither phone was really designed for one-handed use, but since curves come standard, all devices provide a similar level of meager ergonomics. The choice in materials could make you believe that the Galaxy S7 is more fragile than the G5, but the Galaxy S7 features IP68 water and dust proofing, while the G5 is sadly not waterproof at all. Where the G5 swings back is in its uniqueness. It marks the return of modular design, where part of the phone can become anything the OEM wants, and LG has designed a few friends to take advantage of that. Want a camera grip with an extended battery? There's a friend for that. Want a higher quality audio DAC? There's a friend for that. Want to replace that battery on the fly? The slot can even do that. By contrast, the Galaxy S7 will continue to be the same phone from the day you buy it until the day you move on. The battle of the displays is where the challenge gets tough for LG. Both displays are equally gorgeous and pixel-dense at Quad HD resolution, and the G5 actually does a better job at accurate color reproduction. The problem is that even with LG's claim of 900 nits in maximum display brightness, the G5 seems to have a dimmer display when compared to the Galaxy S7. You actually have to boost it almost to 70% brightness to match the Galaxy S7 at 50%, and it even seems to take a second to fully power on from standby. It's also less visible in direct sunlight when compared to Samsung's AMOLED offerings. Always on is also standard on both displays, but the dispute of which is better is really a matter of taste. Samsung offers a more elegant option with color backgrounds and calendar settings, but is pretty much useless in giving you a quick glance of your notifications. On the other hand, the G5 may not be as elegant, but does a better job at keeping you notified through some practical icons at the bottom. Software is another example of two companies in very different stages. Neither Samsung nor LG offer a user interface that's ever been famous for being loved, and only Samsung has decided to do something about it. The Galaxy S7's UI is now more mature and focused on responsiveness and usability. Gone is the lagginess of previous iterations, and it comes with the legacy of customizability through the Steam Store, and it also addresses customer complaints through features like Game Launcher. The Edge user interface is now more usable than ever, with self-defined shortcuts for applications, contacts, and tasks. By contrast, LG went in a more mixed direction. It gained more negative publicity than ever due to the lack of an app tray, and the United States variants still lack the option to switch it on. I'm of the users that actually prefers to not have it, but the G5 lacks the Galaxy S7 features that make it easier to organize the launcher. On the other hand, this is the most cohesive UX we've seen from LG in years, and it does offer more customizability than Samsung in things like navigation keys, animations, and even the settings menu if you don't like the tabbed options that Samsung forces you to use. Both user interfaces allow you to control the launcher grid as well, but oddly, LG has decided to ditch multi-window support, while Samsung continues to reign supreme with its offering. Where the competition becomes tight is in using either of these phones as your daily driver. Sure, the Galaxy S7 Edge may be the best in build quality, but holding it requires a level of expertise if you want to avoid activating the curved display by accident. The G5's ergonomics were more suited for comfortable hold, but that went all down the drain with the roughness of the build. Both devices run on a powerful Snapdragon 820 processor with 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage that's expandable via microSD. Both run just as fluid in day-to-day operations and can handle graphics-intensive games with confidence. Both have quick fingerprint scanners and opposite but optimal placements, and both offer solid data speeds, great call quality through the earpiece, and loudspeakers placed in the least of practical areas, but hey, you have to live with it.
Slower Touch ID sensor.
Both devices sport fast charging, but the Galaxy S7 Edge can go further with its 3600 mAh battery, with cases of up to 5 hours of screen on time, in addition to also supporting fast wireless charging. The G5 hasn't really been able to go farther than 4 hours of screen on time, but it sports the smartest way of going from 0 to 100 in under 2 minutes with a replaceable battery, and the battery cradle that saves the day with the spare. The toughest challenge left is the camera, and one where we really can't declare a winner. Both devices have enough optical power to generate some of the best smartphone photos available. Amazing color saturation and contrast, and low light performance that's really hard to beat. The only way you can really tell these photos apart is because the Galaxy tends to have a closer field of view than the LG. The Galaxy is also more aggressive at bokeh thanks to the brighter f1.7 aperture. Even stabilization on both phones is on par when recording 1080p video side by side. Now, where the G5 just completely obliterates the Galaxy S7 is with the wide-angle lens. It's not our best pick for low light, but the only way you can fit New York City buildings in a shot is with the G5. The level of versatility is simply unmatched, and it's great to not have to depend on a case or a spare lens to achieve these results. You can even switch to this wide-angle lens when recording video while on the go, which is really practical and something the Galaxy S7 cannot offer so far. Overall, this is one of the toughest comparisons ever. One device may be more refined than the other, but the other has come up with features that actually solve real-world problems. As much as I personally prefer the feel of the Galaxy S7, I find it really hard to leave the G5 behind just because of the added flexibility. These phones both cater to pretty much the same user, so it really narrows down to your personal needs. If you're after a great feel in the hand, a well-rounded experience, and a waterproof phone for peace of mind, then the Galaxy S7 is your best bet. That being said, if you want to give your inner geek the phone with the most potential and versatility, it really doesn't get any better than the LG G5, and so far, it's just been the phone that I've drifted for most, mainly because of that camera. Folks, our review of the Galaxy S7 and Galaxy S7 Edge have been live for weeks, and our review of the G5 will be live very soon. So make sure you follow us on social media and hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this one. In addition, you can also catch our videos on Vessel at vessel.com/pocketnow. You can follow me on Twitter at Jaime_Rivera or on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.